Under the glowing lights of the Santiago Bernabéu, a night of European magic unfolded. Real Madrid versus Juventus. Two giants of world football clashing once again on the grandest stage. It wasn't just a game, it was a reminder of history, pride, and legacy. From the echoes of past finals to the roar of present ambition, this match carried emotion thicker than the Madrid air. Real Madrid, the kings of Europe, hosting Juventus, the proud warriors from Turin. A battle of heritage, passion, and strategy. The whistle blew, and instantly the energy surged through the crowd. Every seat vibrated with anticipation. Carlo Ancelotti's men walked out with calm confidence, wearing their all-white kit like armor of tradition. On the other side, Juventus, in their classic black and white stripes, stood tall, determined to rewrite the story that has haunted them for years against Madrid. The first few minutes were a chess game. Both teams cautious, both respecting each other's pedigree. Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo buzzed on the wings, their pace threatening to rip open Juve's defense, while Chiesa and Vlahovic looked sharp on counters, hoping to catch Madrid off guard. Real Madrid dominated possession early on. Toni Kroos, in his familiar rhythm, controlled the tempo like a maestro conducting an orchestra. Every touch, every pass, measured, calm, and intelligent. Luka Modrić, still the magician, still the heart of the midfield, spun around Juventus players like time had stopped aging him. Together, they reminded everyone that football is not only about speed, it's about mind, vision, and class. Juventus, however, didn't come to be spectators. They fought back with resilience, pressing high and forcing Madrid into tight spaces. Weston, McKennie, and Locatelli battled bravely, breaking up Madrid's rhythm and launching quick counters toward the wings. By the 20th minute, the intensity had settled into a fierce rhythm. Both goalkeepers, Courtois for Madrid and Szczęsny for Juventus, stood ready for the inevitable moment when brilliance would turn into chaos. The Bernabéu crowd rose in volume when Vinicius skipped past Gatti with a burst of flair, cutting inside before unleashing a curling shot that forced Szczęsny into a diving save. The stadium gasped. The air felt electric. Every Madrid attack brought the fans to their feet. Juventus responded with sharp counterattacks. In the 32nd minute, a clever through ball from Chiesa found Vlahovic in space, and for a second, time froze. He took a touch, steadied himself, and fired low toward the bottom corner, but Courtois, ever the giant, stretched his frame to fingertip the shot away. The save wasn't just reflex, it was defiance. A roar of relief erupted from the Madrid supporters. It was one of those moments where you realize how fine the line is between heartbreak and heroism in football. As halftime approached, the score remained 0-0, but the tension felt heavier than ever. Both teams went into the dressing rooms knowing this game was waiting for one spark, one mistake, one genius moment to decide its fate. The second half began with renewed energy. Madrid came out hungrier, faster, and more aggressive. Ancelotti's instructions were clear. Control the game, but take more risks. And soon, the breakthrough came. It was the 63rd minute. Kroos found Modrić with a clever pass between the lines. Modrić, with his trademark vision, spotted Jude Bellingham making a late run from midfield. The Englishman, calm as ice under pressure, received the ball and flicked it past his marker. As he neared the box, he cut inside and fired. A low-driven shot, clinical and precise, nestling perfectly into the bottom right corner. The stadium exploded. The Bernabéu roared like thunder. Jude Bellingham sprinted toward the corner flag, arms wide open, embracing the adoration of tens of thousands, chanting his name. It wasn't just a goal, it was a statement. The young Prince of Madrid had once again risen to the occasion. The camera caught Modrić smiling, clapping in approval, like a master proud of his apprentice. Juventus didn't collapse. They fought back. Allegri urged his men forward, making attacking substitutions. Keane replaced Kostic to add pace. Pogba, returning from injury, stepped onto the pitch to inject creativity. They pushed, they pressed, but Madrid's defense, anchored by Rudiger and Nacho, stood like a wall of determination. Every clearance, every tackle was met with applause. It wasn't just about talent, it was about willpower. In the 78th minute, Juventus almost found their equalizer. A corner swung in by Chiesa met the head of Danilo, who powered it toward the net. But Courtois again proved unbeatable. Another world-class save to keep Madrid ahead. It was one of those nights where goalkeepers write their own stories. The final 10 minutes were a masterclass in game management from Madrid. They slowed down the tempo, drew fouls, and passed with composure. Juventus threw everyone forward, including Szczęsny in the dying moments, but Madrid's discipline prevailed. When the referee finally blew the whistle, the scoreboard read, Real Madrid 1, Juventus 0. A single goal, but a story filled with heart, strategy, and passion. As the players shook hands, you could see it in their faces, respect, exhaustion, and pride. For Madrid, it was another night of proving why they're kings of Europe. For Juventus, it was another bitter but honorable fight. A display of heart and resilience that reminded everyone they still belong among the elite. In the post-match interviews, Ancelotti praised his team's discipline and spoke highly of Bellingham's maturity, calling him a leader beyond his years. On the other hand, Allegri admitted his side played well but needed that final spark of creativity to make the difference. Fans of both teams filled social media with emotions, some celebrating Bellingham's brilliance, others lamenting Juve's missed chances. Football is cruel sometimes. One goal separates glory from heartbreak, but that's what makes it beautiful. Nights like these are why people fall in love with the game. The raw emotion, the tension, the celebration, the silence, everything collides into one unforgettable memory. And for Bellingham, it was another chapter in a fairy tale start to his Real Madrid career. A 20-year-old Englishman carrying the weight of history on his shoulders and doing it with grace. The fans chanted, "Hey Jude," as the team walked off, the echo lingering long after the final whistle. Let's take a quick look at the match statistics. Real Madrid had 62% possession compared to Juventus's 38%. They registered 14 shots, 6 on target, while Juventus had 8 shots with 3 on target. Madrid completed 583 passes with 90% accuracy, classic Ancelotti control football. Juventus, though less dominant on the ball, won more duels and completed 16 tackles, showing their defensive grit. The only yellow cards of the game went to Locatelli and Rudiger after a heated midfield clash late in the second half. The goal that decided it all, Jude Bellingham in the 63rd minute, assisted by Luka Modrić. That one moment of magic separated two giants, and it reminded the football world that no matter how much the game evolves, moments of individual brilliance and teamwork still define history. As the stadium lights dimmed and fans poured out singing, the emotions lingered. For Real Madrid supporters, it was joy mixed with pride. For Juventus fans, heartbreak blended with admiration. But for neutrals, it was simply football at its finest. A match that reminded everyone that no matter how many tactics, systems, or formations exist, the soul of the sport is still passion. Real Madrid 1, Juventus 0. A scoreline simple in numbers but rich in story. From Bellingham's heroics to Courtois' saves, from Modric's creativity to Juventus's determination, every moment added to the legend. This was not just another match, it was another chapter in the never-ending saga of European football. And as we close this night at the Bernabéu, one thing is clear. Real Madrid continue to write their story of greatness, one goal at a time, one night at a time. Juventus may have lost the battle, but they earned respect with their fight. And football? Football won again, reminding us why this game, this emotion, and these nights will never be forgotten. This is Soccer Spender, bringing you the soul of the game, where numbers meet emotions and every story matters.